Hello, my esteemed viewers. This is the Youth Arena program here on Advent Cable Network Nigeria, ACNNTV. I am Juliet Omere. We all know that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has recently signed the student interest-free loan, which enables every indigent Nigerian student attending government-owned institution to get loans which will help them see themselves through their years in the university. We are here to see a legal practitioner who will give us the analysis of what this law entails. Join me as we meet Barrister Gideon Agbedo, who will take us through this episode. Hello viewers, we are here in Barrister Gideon's office. Good day, sir.
Oh, how are you doing?
I'm very well.
Nice to meet you.
You're looking good.
Oh, thank you. You're looking good yourself.
And the first subsidy thing is not getting to you.
I think it's getting to everyone. We just handle it differently.
All right.
Yes.
So now, we're here to talk about the recently signed student loan by the president. Yeah. So can you just explain to us what this bill is all about?
Well, Student Loans Access to Higher Education Act 2023 was signed to give access to students for higher education. So it covers all the higher education, college of education, university, polytechnic, and it's not a grant. Well, it's eventually a grant and a loan. It's actually a loan which will be paid back later. And the good news is that it's not immediate payback. So after you're done with your 4 years or 5 year course or 6 years, as the case may be, you still go for NYSC, the money is still yours. Now it is after you started working that you now start paying for it. So basically that's it. It's just to assist students in accessing funds for their education.
This particular loan, is it supposed to go into the student's account directly, or the government will be paying directly into the school's account? Yes,
that's a very good question actually. Because the first time that, then I've not read the act itself, a friend of mine was saying that it will be paid through to the students, that's to the school's account. However, upon reading the act itself, for instance, section 16 that talk about method of application, it said that all application must be submitted through the applicant's account. So if you have something through your own account, it means that the money is going to be deposited in your account. So unless there's another provision elsewhere that's talking about that the money will be given onto the school. But the only part that the school comes in is that a reference letter will be given to you from the school and from the student representative body or whatever. So those are the two distinct. But ultimately, you're providing your own account is for the government to put it inside. It's just like bursary. Yes, thank you, bursary. So bursary comes into the student's account. So I'm saying that the loan too as well is going into the student account and not into the school, which some people have raised certain fears concerning that it should be. Yes, it should be straight into the school's account.
Certainly, if the government actually wants to manage this very art, it should be every semester all the bills that according to each student should be paid directly into the school's account. In return, the student can go to the bursary and get a receipt stating that he or she has cleared all his debt.
And I feel that there is still a remedy without necessarily amending the act itself. The governing body, we call them the fund, the government set up a body that including the CBN chairman, CBN governor is the chairman, then a secretary and other members. So they can regulate this thing, because since the act is silent on whose account is going into, just that it will be applied through the applicant's account. So it does not necessarily interpret that the money will be put inside the student's account. I'm just trying to postulate here. So I feel that the internal regulation scheme can decide to create a policy that the money should be credited into the school's account to clear in all the semesters at once. You can't do all the semesters at once, and then you go on with it. So I think it just depends on, just like I said earlier on, about administration. The whole thing boils down to administration. How is this thing being administered? The people in charge, are they looking at some of these things like the issue just raised now? Do you understand? So at the end of the day, it boils down to the administration.
Wait, you just said that the loan will be there until they finish NYSC, then get a job to start paying back.
Yes.
But what if they didn't get a job after the 1 year compulsory national service?
Well, the act does not provide for that really, but what the act actually provides for is that once you start working, so it's better that after you finish this thing that you are working. So either you are working for an employer or you are self-employed. As far as if you can show that you are not having any income at that period, they cannot come after you. But the idea is that once you start working, once income starts flowing into you, you pay for it.
As funny as it may sound,
Yeah.
you can see that even if you take statistics of number of graduates and number of people who are through with their NYC for
Without
years,
employment.
who are still unemployed,
Yeah.
underemployed, or self-employed, you see that when you look at it, would this actually mean what is theoretically written down?
Yeah.
Because if you're saying after 1 year compulsory national service, don't you think the government should make provision that after this 1 year,
Yeah.
that particular person should be gainfully employed? Just take, for instance, in the Western world, we know that such thing as this happens, and they know that after some years, it's very certain that the person will be able to get a job and start paying off the loan. So in the case of Nigeria, is it certain that the person, even if you are a self-employed person, calculate your income, your annual income, will they be able to take you through paying the loan?
No, that's the thing. They're not saying that you should pay this amount of money immediately. They're saying percentage, you pay a certain percentage of your income. I believe it's 10%. So you pay a certain percentage of the income that is coming to you until you're able to offset the whole loan.
Okay.
So they're not telling you that bring this amount of money monthly. They are saying that once you start making income or you are earning salary, this percentage of what you are earning will be deducted from your account. And the way it works is that now that we are going digital, everything is in the system. You have one BVN. You can use the BVN to check whether you're actually getting more money or more than you are claiming you have. For instance, if you have 3 sources of income and you have probably 4 bank accounts, the government can still access all of them to know whether money is flowing into you, whether income is flowing into you. So there are ways to determine whether you're actually earning or not. So you cannot escape the part of earning. So, but if you're not earning, obviously they cannot hold you to.
So what if the person is not earning till eternity? As funny as it sounds.
Well,
the government is sure that they're going to create job opportunity.
That's what you are hoping
For the teeming graduates.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's wait.
No, it's somehow unrealistic in the sense that if you check the statistics of unemployed youths now, it's quite alarming. But at the same time, even those that are unemployed, one way or the other, you find one side also or the other that are doing. So as far as money is coming into your account, unless you want to now boycott it and not be receiving money there.
Okay, now that boycotting, in a case that the beneficiary had to travel abroad or in one way or the other try to boycott not paying the loan or offsetting the loan, what would be the implications?
Well, this thing is quite simple. If you fail to pay your loan, you'll be arrested. You might possibly even be jailed.
Okay.
And I know that they're already putting things, they're already having your system, your data. So everything about you is traceable. That's why remember they said that you should bring 2 guarantors. One, either 10 years experience in law or a civil servant, I think level 14, or a presiding judge or so. So there's that, what do you call it now? Guarantors that will stand in place. So if you run away, it means that you may end up holding the guarantor.
Of course, coming to that criteria, because there's part of it that needs to be reviewed, where they said that if your one's parents is earning up to 500,000, if I'm not mistaken, that the person is not eligible. Now, also they said it is only for students or citizens attending government-owned institutions. So are they trying to discriminate from those who are attending private schools? Are they non-Nigerian citizens? Now, if my parent, for instance, is earning 500,000 naira annually, right? So I'm disqualified. So that part of the bill had to be reviewed. So will those people attending a private-owned institution be discriminated from this very privilege?
Okay, now let them come to that. We are talking about section 14. which says that students applying for loan of this art must apply as provided under section 17 of this act on satisfaction of the following condition. Yes, the first one, he talks about that you must have secured admission into Nigerian University, Polytechnic, and all of that. Yes, government owned. I want to believe that we are all rational in thinking. So if you want to attend private school, it means that you are holding yourself to a certain standard. It probably means that you are not an indigent person. You are not in need, in essence. What I'm saying is, they are trying to be able to monitor how this money is being spent. And you're also thinking that, okay, since you're an indigent citizen, that going to government school is not a bad idea. If you check the school fees of somebody going to a public school, that's a government-owned school, and that's going to a private school, the money is quite high. So if you are indigent and you're aspiring to go to a private school, then I think you should source for your own money. That's what they are saying in essence. Okay. Now, an indigent person can go to a public school. I went to a public school, for instance, and then the money that I pay for a year is, say, 50,000 naira or 7,000 naira back then. Now, if you cumulate everything together, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, you may have somewhere about 500,000. Okay. So not that much. But in some private university, they pay as high as 5 million. They pay as high as 1.3 million. I'm telling you the ones I'm sure of. Okay. So between 1.3 million to 5 million. So that means the money you are paying for, the money that I paid for the whole 5 years, you can use that money to pay for just one term. Also. Do you understand? Okay. So in essence, in fact, less than one term, if you calculate it well. In essence, the government is saying that we want to provide education for you, but the one that we feel you can afford. That's what that section 14 sub E is talking about. Then on the part of the 500,000, I think I saw it somewhere on Twitter where the guy was saying something about that. So if your family is earning up to 500,000 naira, that you cannot apply. Then I was like, okay, it makes sense. Like it's not a good part that you need to amend it. But if you look at the provision exactly, it said applicant's income or family. So it's not just the family, applicant's income. So if as a student, I don't think any student is earning up to 500,000 naira annual. So basically, everybody qualifies for it, in the reasons of it. So the whole 500,000 naira per annum thing is not a problem. If you look at the wordings of the provision, say applicant income or family. So that means either of them can go. Do you understand? So then the third part of the requirements for it, of the eligibility, is that applicant must provide at least 2 guarantors. Now, this is where probably there might be an issue in. Because who want to stand in for someone that you don't know?
And maybe have questionable character.
They have questionable character. Even aside from that, even people that have questionable characters, people are careful about who they stand in for. And even coupled with the fact that the provision also, somewhere in the provision, it states that the person will be held liable for the loan itself if the person abscond. Yes, the first payment or abscond. Okay. Totally. So you can see that the person that is, the guarantors will be standing in a bit of, they are putting themselves out there. And it also gives room for corruption. For instance, not everybody anyway, some people may see it as a room to make profit. After all, I'm standing in for you, I should get something from it.
In a way?
Yes.
How?
For instance now, let's say you meet a civil servant of level 12, okay, at least level 12. And then the person told you that, okay, you want to collect loan. I'm putting myself out there for you. So this loan that I'm collecting, I should get something from it. That will be an issue.
Some percentage will be given
So it's kind of give room for corruption. But at the same time, you cannot tell the federal government that they should give you a loan without any guarantor. The loan is already interest-free. That's the good thing about it. You are not paying any interest. There is no place that you go to that you will not ask you to bring interest. So I'm not saying that I'm giving you a free interest loan. At least guarantee me that, be somewhere that will guarantee me that I'll be able to get the money back. Do you understand? Yeah. I think it's reasonable. But don't you think?
Well, I wouldn't say because I'm not in school.
God will bless you with children in the future, and they will be in school.
So you think it will still run till then?
I believe so.
Okay.
There might be some adjustments, some amendments, but I feel it is an art that have come to stay.
Okay. Okay, now, to the commercial banks, are there certain commercial banks given the right to issue this loan, or any bank you have account with?
It's not specified any bank you have account with.
Okay, any bank at all.
Yeah.
So now, some persons are, or the commercial bank might have a way of trying to get their own interest. Because I know when you go to commercial bank to get a loan, they will give you the collateral you need to bring to
You'll
back
give
up.
requirements for
Yes,
it to be.
requirement. Now you have to get some collateral. Now, at that point, their interest is also, the interest you pay them is also used to build up the financial institution. So how is it that the bank, the commercial bank, won't be able to hijack this very act?
They can't. The commercial banks are regulated by CBN, right? And then also, they are also bound by this act, and there are also certain banker-customer relationship that they have to maintain. The bank is not the one giving the loan; it's the CBN. Federal government through the CBN. They're the one giving the loan, so they cannot now add interest on the loan that you are receiving. The simple example to just clarify you is, for instance, you own an account with a bank, of course you do, and you put money inside that particular account, you make a deposit. Do they charge you for that deposit?
They charge sometimes.
No, service fees. And the service fees is when you are doing transfer. Sometimes they charge for VAT, tax, and all of that, but which is normal. This thing doing your daily commercial transaction. What I'm saying is that they don't charge you anything outside what is charged to your normal deposits in your bank account. Do you understand? So there is no extra charges. The banks cannot do it. It to be illegal for them to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Now, looking into the academic sector, the education sector of Nigeria, you can tell that the level of moral and quality education we get from education sector is kind of deteriorating. Okay. So how can this loan help revamp our educational sector to be what it used to be before now, or more than what it used to be?
I think the best way to answer that question is to refer you back to the purpose of the art. You look at it, you see, an art to repeal the Nigerian diseases and to provide easy access to higher education for indigenous students. It's not really to bring innovation to the academic world or to bring some changes to the universities. The idea is the art itself is centered on the student, the welfare of the indigent students. So the whole purpose of the art is to help the students to access loan for this. Aside from that, that's what it is.
What if accessing loan and they're not getting the quality of the education while they are making use of that law?
I'll answer what you are saying. but what you must understand is this: every law or art itself has its own purpose, what it came to address. This is what this art itself came to address: to give access to students to have loan for their higher education. That's all. As to the quality of education, now this is another part of responsibility and duties of the government, probably Ministry of Education. You can take it up with them. But I feel that it's a step in the right direction. This student loan thing is a step in the right direction. But there are people that are not able to go to school because of lack of resources. I come from Kogi State, and I know some people that could not further because of lack of funds to continue years. And some of these people, they have bright futures. And how many people are offering scholarship for people in Nigeria? That is not much. Because they are brilliant, intelligent people that are unable to further. Back then when I was in secondary school, I remember some secondary school mates going to do manual labor in order for them to pay for their own school fees. I'm talking about secondary school. Yeah. So imagine those people, they now finish from secondary school. How do they proceed? I understand that there are some people that are saying this, that bringing some issues from the art itself, but the issues are very negligible. Is it the issue of 500,000? I think I've cleared that. A student cannot earn more than that in a year. But you see that either an applicant's income or family income must not be less than 500,000 per annum. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not, the law is quite fair. This art is quite fair. The only problem that I feel coming is in the administration. Just like many of our laws are good, but the issue usually is the human factor. Because it's not as much as the law is there, it's not human beings that are there to administer it, to make it work. So I feel most of Nigeria's problem is not the law so much, it is the people. It's the people in the helms of, not necessarily nothing it. The people at the helms of administration. Okay. Do you understand? But this is a good law. The question now is, how will it be executed? What are the qualifications? For instance, now I say that it's the CBN that's in charge of the whole process. The CBN governor will be the one in charge. You have a secretary and all of that. So that means that aside from the other responsibility of CBN, you are adding more to it. Would they be able to oversee it? Would they be able to adequately provide for the loan after the 30 days that you've applied? You say 30 days, but I doubt if it's possible. Because they have to assess the guarantors, check out the information. But I'm hoping that we'll get there where things will be much easier very soon. Yes. So, but I feel that this particular act is a step in the right direction. Yes.
Okay. Now, talking about this, I believe and I know that some students in the school now, they are very happy preparing themselves when the law will take effect. So now, when will this disbursement start?
Well, according to the news I heard recently, it has taken effect already. Okay. But I'm not sure if people are to apply to it now. But I think the law has taken effect already.
Okay. Yeah. So for we who are not in school, maybe we should go back to school.
Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to go back to school?
So that we can enjoy the privilege.
Yeah, well, the thing is this, they will still look at your income as well.
Oh.
You are no longer at that period where you are just a student coming up without a source of income. But now you have a source of income. Yeah. So they will examine to see that, is it up to 5,000 a year? Mm-hmm. Are you qualified for it?
Maybe I will have to tell them to make laws that will bring us in, so that we can be any more.
So
human beings human ones are insatiable.
Yes.
So it's really.
I do believe that after you are done with your first degree, going back to second degree, you should be able to afford to pay for yourself. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'll give you an example. For instance, when you're with your parents, of course, in doing your first degree, you're with your parents, right? And it's your parents that sponsor everything. Will you go back to your parents again that I want to go for a second degree?
Oh no.
Same thing. Government now wants to take responsibility to pay for your school fees because, okay, you may not have the money. But after you are done with your first degree, you are done with your service here, and then you are now earning money.
That's if you're gainfully employed.
Yeah, you're gainfully employed. And then out of your own ambition, you want to now go for a second listing. You should be able to sponsor it yourself. The same way you not expect your parent to come and sponsor it, you should not expect government to sponsor it.
Let's just hope they create more jobs. That will go for second, third degree and all that.
Well, the thing is this, I know people have been much critical about this government, but according to international societies, they are doing, the policies they are actually churning out seems to be changing the economic phase. Also, it seems to be building investors' trust. The fact that the government is relaxing its control over economic activities, more of subsidies. Okay, if you want to invest, come in, you can invest. You make your money. Let the market determine the prices of goods and all of that. I feel that, of course, at the initial stage, you are all suffering for it. It's just when you ask about the subsidy. Okay. So it's affecting everybody. It's just the level at which it is affecting people that differs. But it affects everybody. But I'm very hopeful that in the nearest future, things will be better.
All right. So I would say congratulations to the indigent students.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for having me here.
Very grateful. I'm grateful. Nice meeting you. So, but what would you advise? Because I know some students might be so callous when they get this loan. They will not think of the reason why this loan is being given. They will think of maybe if for the loan, they will think of behavior here. Let me buy clothes. And what advice do you have to give to some of these students to make judicious use of this loan?
Well, let it be strictly for the purpose in which it was meant for. Yes. The whole thing is that it's very simple. Let each student or indigent students that are beneficiary of this particular loan apply the loan that they got into the purpose in which it was given. If not, if you end up spending it, I don't have any access to get your school fees again. That means that you'll not be able to pay back, and all road will lead back to you. First of all, being a dropout, one, and secondly, you'll not be able to repay back the loan, and thirdly, you end up in jail in the long run. So I feel it is wise for anybody that's a beneficiary of this particular student loan to be able to put it to good use. Let it just be strictly for the purpose in which it was meant for, and nothing else. I think that's it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, viewers. This is the much we can take on to this program. I hope you've learned a lot from Barrister Gideon Abodo on how to make judicious use of this very opportunity. Till we come your way, same time, same station. Bye for now.